everybody had to take a break, and we had to take a break. But you know what? I see that MAGA move and the Republicans didn't take a break. So let's start with our boy Petey. Now, he done effed up again. What has Petey done this time?
What he has done this time is committed a war crime when he just said kill all the boats in Venezuela. He has crossed the line between the Robert McNamara and Donald Rumsfeld. He is now the war criminal of Henry Kissinger, the drunken version of Henry Kissinger.
What? Henry Kissinger? What did Henry do?
Remember the war in Cambodia when he spread the Vietnam War all the way to Cambodia?
And what did McNamara do?
And remember McNamara Vietnam War?
Vietnam War.
And then you got Donald Rumsfeld in Iraq and weapons of mass destruction. Venezuela is the Iraq of our generation.
Venezuela is?
Yeah, Venezuela and the Saddam Hussein of this generation is President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela.
Oh, so what did you think about Kelly's speech?
I think Senator Mark Kelly had it on point because he has been in the battlefield. He's been in those trenches fighting for America.
Now, let's get to the people that's making these videos and having never been in a war. And guess who we're going to? Stephen A. Smith. This one's for shout out to Don Lemon. This one for Don Lemon, because we just want Don to know that I don't think that Stephen should be up there embarrassing his people and talking about Mark Kelly, and he has never fought a war. So let's go in on Stephen A. Smith.
The Stephen A. Smith, the House Negro of Malcolm X warned about.
Okay, so he's spitting out this tune to appease who?
He spit it out to appease to get that MAGA audience. Stephen A. Smith has been like this for many years. He will sell your friends for, he's like a black Trump in many ways. And why I say that he's a black Trump in many ways, he will sell your friends just for a pocket. That's who Stephen A. Smith is.
So Stephen, we're not gonna like and subscribe because you blew that one. Just like you blew a lot when you was over there talking about Jasmine Crockett. But we don't want to get too far off the subject because we got to go back to Petey. So Petey has just did a terrible thing.
It's beyond terrible. It's a war crime against humanity. It is Henry Kissinger-like war crime. When you ordered people to assassinate, when you assassinate these people without any due process.
Their point is not to assassinate them, but
without any fair chance of a trial.
Well, they don't know if they done
any drug dealing or any drug trafficking.
And they made it clear that the boats couldn't
They could not reach the United States, but he didn't care. Kill them anyway. This is the beginning of attacking brown people, foreign brown people. And once you start attacking foreign brown people there, it's going to spread to the United States communities in the United States.
And so DJT was acting like he ain't know nothing about it, which that's his MO anyway.
That's his MO, trying to overthrow P. Hegseth under the bus. Anybody that's a loser, that is a liability, he will throw you under the bus.
So he's really not protecting Pete at this stage of the game, right?
No, he's not protecting him at all. He's not protecting him. DJT has an immunity in the courts, but Pete Hegseth doesn't. Pam Bondi, the female Roy Cohn of this generation, wouldn't. Pam Bondi is the Roy Cohn of this generation.
Is she the Roy Cohn of this generation?
Yes, she is the Roy Cohn of this generation.
And she's going down with him, right?
Yeah, she's going down with him like Roy Cohn did too.
Well, you thought that MJT would have instead of finding an example for Pam Bondi, because look how she went out there and stumped for Trump all these years and raised money and stuff, and look what he did to her. And so
he has only one loyalty as a Malik to himself. That's who he is to himself and nobody else but himself. You're never going to change. I mean, and as he's getting older, he doesn't get better. It gets worse.
It gets worse.
It gets worse. So people do change. Do they change for the better or do they change for the worse? And DJT is changing all right for the worse.
He never, I think he is who he is, etched in stone, and changes is not, is going to ever be a part of his life because he's never had any appropriate help.
Not only appropriate help or anybody to stop his behavior, or even appropriate friends to stop his behavior in the first place. The closest thing that he had to it was Michael Cohen.
But who said that they was going to stop his behavior this time?
Nobody.
Well, in
the House of Representatives, it's Robert Garcia, the ranking member, that's about to be chairman once the Democrats get back to the House.
So, and speaking of that, who just did the most unthinkable thing tonight? His wife flies around on a broom with a flag upside down.
That's Samuel Alito. and here's what's in, and we're going to talk about that as well. He just stayed the Texas law that is okay to redistrict, which was a racist redistricting, which is destroying the minority districts, which is a violation of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which means that what Samuel Alito has just did, and in the arguments in the Supreme Court, this is going to be the beginning of the end of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act.
Well, this might backfire on him because, right now, DJT's polling numbers are down.
36%. It may be down. He may get the Voting Rights Act gone, but it's going to backfire at the end.
Okay. So, that's going to bring all the people out because the people are coming out just like that in Memphis. You saw what happened.
What happened? Yeah, just what happened in Tennessee. Hate is like a motivation to come out and vote.
They driven by hate. The game has switched over.
It has switched over. It has switched over huge, which is the truth.
The people are tired.
The people are tired of the lies. People are tired of the truth. This is worse than George W. Bush. Back in 2006, people, when they elected Barack Obama, they just said anybody but the Republican Party, anybody but Bush. This is going to be the same thing, anybody but Donald Trump, anybody but J.D. Vance. There's this where it's going. It's just similar to 2006, 2008, but much worse.
Okay. And so basically, if they say anybody but, we can't go in with that attitude because with all the crimes that this DJT has committed.
We cannot forget these crimes like we did with the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, because if we didn't learn it from the first time with weapons of mass destruction, this led to Donald Trump in the first place.
Led to Donald Trump in the first place?
Yes, it did. Well, not accountability.
I think he's on his way out.
He's close to death. He's on death's doorway. That's DJT's on death's doorway. And the one that really stayed away was this snake himself, J.D. Vance. And he betrayed rural America, just sold out rural America for power. Well, and the tech bros. I call them the tech hoes.
Okay. You ate too much turkey over the holiday, didn't you? It's getting to you.
Yeah.
But, on that spin of going back to Petey, he think he's playing what?
He thinks he's playing the war and everything, but you're playing with people's lives. And not only that, you are harming Americans overseas that are living in Colombia, Guyana, because that borders Venezuela.
Mm-hmm. And basically, Petey is not fit for the job.
He was never fit to. He was unfit to serve in our armed forces, let alone serve as Secretary of Defense. He is worse. He is beyond. He is the Henry Kissinger of defense secretaries.
Now, your father,
my father, and my grandfather, they would hate him.
And right, and your dad, and hate. We don't want to be running around hating people. But the bottom line is that hate does motivate people. It really motivates people, and it motivates them to get out and vote.
More than positive, which is unfortunately.
Everything has been turned from left to right to left. And
gap is closing on behaviors. Like if you're looking for a neurological, psychological evaluation, it's going to be mute because of the Pete Hegseth. If you got something to compare it to.
No, well, I don't think it's going to be mute. I think that's one of the things that they have to bring in and say, we need to look at these people here, because not one time have we got DJT's evaluation.
Not one time.
Putin may have them.
Putin and the Israelis got them. Mossad, especially Netanyahu, has them. And there's even people worse than Netanyahu. Ben Gador and Benjamin Smokovich that have them.
But the bottom line is, once these people go, they got to go for good.
And we can never allow for these people to rise again. Never.
And that's what they're looking at, because they're saying if the Dems get in, this is the power play. But they didn't have any policies. The
Republicans never have policies. They're interested in ruling and power for themselves, whereas the Democrats are interested in the people. Well, they have some problems. The Democrats do have some problems, but they are interested in the people.
Yeah.
Even if it's just little crumbs, which we need to be a little bit bigger than what Democrats are thinking so far.
But all of it's going to change, and that means that we're not trying to go back and reset the clock.
We have to move forward. We can never desire for normal again. Anybody anybody that desire for normal, it can never be normal again. It was never normal for unique abilities, and it was never normal for black people or Latino people. So we can never desire for normal. All we can do is move forward.
So basically, what has happened, that Petey has showed the world of his incompetence. We knew he was incompetent.
He was an incompetent drunk, and now he's a war criminal. And this is beyond just even incompetence.
And my thing is, when I looked up, when all this was happening, with them putting all that information, the secret information on, what was that platform?
It was Signal.
Yeah. So,
which pushed our troops in danger, which pushed our troops in harm's way, in death's doorway.
But what I think is horrible is that the Republicans has ran a race and basically said, we accept, all this, all the things that was wrong, from Trump, DJT being a felony, to DJT
being a pedophile,
to saying that everything that's wrong is right in their world, and they go along with it. They absolutely, they don't hold him accountable. They do whatever I don't even think Pam Bondi should be able to raise her head, because
she should be in prison right now, just like Richard Nixon's attorney general. And ask Roy Cohn what happened. Ask Roy Cohn, he lost his career and everything at the end.
Well,
ask his cousin that was only Roy Cohn alive. Ask Michael Cohen. Ask John Dean.
Well, you can't ask him, but
John Dean is still alive.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, John Dean's alive. Yeah, he was on CNN last time.
Oh, okay. Sorry to kill y'all, Johnny. Well, anywho, the major thing is, that break was good for us. We got the opportunity to look at a lot of stations.
And we looked at a lot of things.
We saw a lot of content creators put out a lot of bullshit, too.
It is a lot of bullshit that has nothing to do with what's going on. And we got to see, for the content creators, who has principles and who is just selling for some bucks.
Or like and subscribe. So that's kind of sad, because, here our nation is upside down. We are all endangered. We don't have the people, the coverage,
the 32 nations, the European and the South American nations, like the South American nations that were allies with the United States because of what happened with Venezuela, like Colombia, like Brazil, for instance.
Okay.
That's another ally of the United States.
Well, basically, it with Petey at the helm.
With Pete Hegseth at the helm, we're going to see more Americans be harmed overseas, and we're going to see more Americans die because of Pete Hegseth, because of Henry Kissinger all the time. He has never died. He's just a drunk.
Okay. Well, who's the drunk?
Pete Hegseth is the drunk. So Henry Kissinger has never died.
Oh, so you saying he's never died because it's reincarnation through Petey, right?
Yes, it's reincarnated through through a womanizer as well.
Well, we know he could never do the job, and I think he brought him in just to disgrace the military. But as your father, your grandfather,
my uncles that were military.
Yeah, all the people in our family knows. Even when Stephen A. Smith was blowing it out his ass,
he blowed out his ass. I don't listen to him. That
saying the things that he said, and he should have never been holding that topic, because if you never fought in the military, you don't know what these men have gone through. And, you know, you see...
He should have been fired from ESPN the way he did Max Kellerman and the way he did Shannon Sharp.
Well, he's proved himself...
He's proved himself to be...
a dick.
A worse than a dick. He's proved himself to be one of the raccoons. He belongs in the same category as the Byron Donalds, the Clarence Thomas, the Wesley Hunts, and the Tim Scotts.
So, there you have it on that, you know. So, in the meantime, PD, get ready to be court-martialed.
You get ready to be court-martialed because you have no immunity.
It is not even an issue of him resigning. They should have yanked him out of there.
He should have been arrested on the spot.
He should have been Signalgate. He should have been gone.
He should have been arrested for Signalgate.
And just to have Jim Jordan up there.
Jim Jordan is a pedophile defender ever since his days at Ohio State, when he was the assistant wrestling coach at Ohio State and tried to destroy the evidence there before he was elected to Congress.
So they're just used to...
They're used to covering it up for pedophiles. So the GOP is not the grand old party. It's grand old pedophiles.
And you know what was crazy? Before we get off of this, you know, tonight we watch Michael Dale and his wife. She look crazy, man. But we watch Michael Dale donate $6.5 billion to DJT's fund. He said to have children to, you know, have children's...
to pay the women off to have a kid. It's not going to...
I don't think it was to pay the women off to have kids. I think it was to
have the women have babies.
And it's their trust fund?
Yes, it's their trust fund so they can have the women have the babies back in the kitchen.
I don't even think Michael Dale thought this through.
No, they're not, because today's women are not, and today's people are not having relations. How could you have kids today when you don't even have the jobs to take care of the kids in the first place? When we're seeing 100 to 300 million jobs are going to be lost to automation. We just lost, get this, 1.1 million jobs this year. Okay. And we're never going to get the October jobs report either.
And just from the opposite end of the spectrum, which is one of our handles, from that perspective, when they talked about children, the money was donated to him, even just saying the word kids, you know, DJT should stay away from anything that's
anything around children.
And Michael Dale just gave $6.5 billion to DJT to put the kids...
Enabler.
Yeah. And
that's an enabler.
So I'm suspect of him. You know, how you gonna support somebody? You got all this information coming out. Are you part of this? Are you
part of this pedophile ring?
That's a lot of money to be given. So what's Dale's cover up? What is this a cover up for him?
Yeah.
You know, what is?
I question Michael Dale, and these are tech geeks too. And tech geeks, you should know better in being bullied in the first place. And you going to support a bully?
Well, the thing about it is they figure like they got all the money and they're going to be all right. And they don't give a damn about the smaller people. They just want to come in.
The Naomi Hansel Fassel. They have this attitude of rules are for the little people.
Yeah.
That's what we write the rules and you're going to have to follow them, which benefits them. It don't benefit you. It benefits them.
I think all this is going to turn on them.
And when it does, and they're even hiding in bunkers because they're the ones that created the policies and the social breakdown to begin with. They're the ones that hiding in the bunker. They're the ones that created this in the first place.
Yeah. I think they wanted part 2 of grooming kids. And $6.5 billion making me look at Michael Dale sideways because I'm like...
And then Dell computers were never that good anyway.
But the horrible thing is you got all this information coming out on this man and you're going to step up and give up 6.5. Who the hell that's supposed to scare? Because that make us look at you, you know. That make us take a closer look at Michael Dale and all his givings in this. Or is he trying to... pay money to silence his half of the disruptive behavior that DJT has. You know, because I'm suspect of him now.
I'm suspect. Everybody is suspect. J.T. Morgan Chase Bank, and we know Deutsche Bank. They're all suspect.
Yeah.
All of them are suspect. I almost came close to getting rid of Chase because of what the Epstein too.
Well, the bottom line is, and we're going to jump back over there to Petey. Petey has been beholden to DJT also, but I think they get about ready to get rid of.
They're going to get rid of him. He's going to be dead real soon. But once that DJT dies, everybody in that administration is going to prison when the Democrats come in. That's what's going to end up happening. Everybody is going to be going to prison. We're not going to have like the last time when Barack Obama said with weapons of mass destruction, let it go the first time. We're not going to have that this time. And we're never going to go back to a Justice Department with a Merrick Garland ever again, a Merrick Garland type ever again. Never.
Garland skipped out and missed a lot of.
Here's the thing about Merrick Garland. He was operating under the assumption of the early 90s pre-Donald Trump, DJT, which didn't work. He was the one that prosecuted Terry Nichols in the Oklahoma City bombing case. That was Merrick Garland. He was using the same skill set. When you're going against people like DJT, that skill set is not going to work. You need someone like a Jack Smith or a Doug Jones that prosecuted against the Ku Klux Klan, or a Sally Yates, or a Ben Kushner to go against a DJT. Or even another one that gets on Donald's nerves, Tish James.
Yeah. Well, you see that case turned out, him and Comey. But anywho, before we close out, we're looking forward to PD getting thrown out the game.
He's going to be more than thrown out the game. He's going to be in jail for war crimes.
Yeah, court-martialed or whatever. We waiting for him to go out, and we waiting for other people in the administration to go out because they're overdue.
They're more than overdue. They have no. This is an administration that is just like a malignant narcissist. If you look at the mental acuities of these people, mental acuity are sociopaths. This is if you want to see the definition of malignant narcissist and sociopath and psychopaths, these is going to be the new people that is the picture of sociopath and psychopaths that have no conscience whatsoever. None.
Well, I know one thing. After Mark Kelly's speech, that was.
And what's even hurt, and Mark Kelly went through a lot of hell. He had his wife that was almost the Jim Jones, almost the second member of Congress, Gabrielle Giffords, that almost died, that could have been another Jim Jones that was assassinated in Congress while in office. And she had to end her career because her brain was gone to the point that she could not even perform her duties as Congress. She had to resign because of it. Well, she would have been the next senator from Arizona and beat Jeff Flake if it wasn't for that shooting.
If that's the case, then we got a lot of people that need to resign because they don't have the brain power or the intelligence to keep our country safe. We the people, they don't have.
No, we need to stop looking for other. And the lesson of all this is we're going to have to keep our own selves safe instead of looking for other people to keep us safe. Because if you're giving safety to other people that have no interest, that's going to be a problem. And we need to stop looking for security and looking to freedom and liberty more than security. That's what we have to be doing. We need to be focusing more on advocating more for liberty and freedom than security.
Well, we got that off our chest. We're back in the game.
We're back in the game, people, and we're going to be back to that mental health. And if you see sociopath and psychopath, DJT, Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel is going to be the face of that. And when you compare that to an Asperger person, compare that to an autistic person, compare that to...
There's no comparison.
You can't compare that.
You can't. There's no comparison. This is a different line, you know. So I'm just saying to you that They were never. This was never normal.
This
They
should have never
used-
been
they
normal
used
in
the
first.
word unprecedented throughout this whole segment, and people made it normal. The news made it normal. They forced all this into. We walked into a world that was unreal. Instead of staying on our side, instead of staying on this side into reality, that's what happened.
That's what happened, and it's gonna cause harm to the unintentional behavior.
It has caused harm to everybody.
It caused to everybody, but in the unintentional behavior, it made it even worse.
So it made it worse for
a lot of people, but it's also making it worse for everybody that even has the documentation.
And they failed to deal with mental health because, like I said, once again, Donald Trump has never, mental health, and the doctors that have lied
they need to be gone.
That has lied and said that he has perfect health. That's been a big lie.
That is not. It's unethical lie. It's a dangerous lie. They're the Conrad. These doctors that even said that Donald Trump has it. They need to end up like Conrad Murray. Now, who was Conrad Murray? Conrad Murray was the one that fed Michael Jackson the propofol drugs.
We're not going to get into that.
We're not going to get into. They're the Conrad.
We're going to go back to Petey.
Petey.
Yeah, we totally off the subject now. We're going back to
Petey.
Yeah.
But that's what I compared the Donald Trump's doctors, the Conrad Murray.
Okay, but Petey is a war criminal.
He is the Henry Kissinger war criminal, and he is going to cause to have a lot of hatred around the world, including the people.
That's going to motivate the people to get out and vote. Because DJT ran his program on hatred. He ran it on hatred.
He ran it on Make America White Again. It started with bad hombres, and then it started with anybody that look immigrant. And now they're going after people that are from Somalia and canceling in 19 countries. That is the beginning of the attack on Black America. It starts with African countries like Somalia. It starts with people like Haiti, which we the one that destroyed Haiti in the first place.
And we all know that it's not a hoax. It's not a hoax. It's for real. We're dealing with reality. We also know that what Alito did with his wife flying around on the broom with
the Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which is likely going to be gone because of the Supreme Court and enemy.
We hope that because we just have to fight, and we're gonna also throw some shame on this person here, Roberts, without precedence, because that's his crew up there.
That's the enemy of the Voting Rights Act.
Basically, Roberts didn't catch his crew up under his wing, but he's promoting all of this because we know he's a racist and full of hatred too, along with Alito, and that's what.
And our favorite boy, and the raccoon.
This is another one who wrote a book, said created equal, knowing we ain't created equal, and that's what I want to say to the young man, what's his name? Not Shannon.
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith. If your ass ain't reading, if you're not in the game of learning the history and knowing what these people actually do, and you haven't fought in the military, keep your comments like you went down on Jasmine Crockett. We wasn't thrilled with that. Once again, we all know your game. We know that he's
a sellout. He sell out for money.
We put you up there with Clarence Thomas because that's how you looking to us right now. So Stephen A. Smith, once again, if you haven't fought in the military,
if you don't have family in the military, shut the hell up.
And you said that your family, you embarrass your family. You're an embarrassment, and
worse than an embarrassment. You're a traitor.
Who used to give those awards out? Was it the TV station that used to give the coon? What's the
the coon trainers?
No, the ones that give out the awards, and they had what was his name? I can't think of it right now.
I can't do it right now either.
But no, Charlemagne the God.
Yeah, Charlemagne the God.
Now Charlemagne, well, I hope you hear this. You need to jump on
the donkey of the day. It was Charlemagne the God said the donkey of the day, the jackass of the day. That's what it was. And D.L. Hughley had what they called "that will hold your ass," and you get exactly what you deserve.
Yeah. So.
And then here's a kick in the pants.
Yeah. And so we're gonna put you up there with the rest of them because opening your mouth is a crime, a war crime or whatever. But criminal, your behavior, that's just terrible. Because like I said, Mark Kelly have served this country, has given his whole life. To protect us, and you're sitting behind your desk on the microphone talking shit. So we're tired of your bullshit. We're tired of you talking, and I'm just saying, if you're not doing any of this,
shut up.
Then shut up. We don't need that shit from you. Our country is upside down. We need people that's gonna support and say,
not just the country, but the world is upside down.
The world
is upside down because
all Smith is doing is for money. Everything he does is for money,
and selling out his own friends for money, just like DJT, just like Elon Musk. That I put him in that company. Just like you're the Clarence Thomas, the Tim Scott. You're a disgrace. You're worse than disgrace.
And keep your mouth off of Kelly. Keep your mouth off
of Jasmine Crockett. Keep those guys out of your mouth.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, you never fought one war. Once you opened your mouth and said that, I said, he blew himself up. They need to take your channel away. I don't care about my channel. Well, I care about it, but if we're gonna come up here, we're gonna come up here with facts, because we got people out like you spitting bullshit. And I have always told my son, if we can't back this shit up, if we can't get facts,
we ain't gonna say nothing at all.
We ain't gonna say nothing.
We ain't gonna say nothing. We ain't even going on the air.
We're not gonna talk about something that we don't know nothing about. But what you have taught us, that you've supported, you have constantly went back and forth between Democrats and Republicans, and basically you have showed who you are. The hatred of DJT brought that out, and you going along with Hegseth shit. You let us know you are enemy of the state.
Yeah, that's right. You're an enemy of the state. You're an enemy of the world, and you're definitely an enemy to black people and minority people and Hispanics around the world. So that's what you are, Stephen A. Smith.
As they say, when somebody get up there and do shit like that, call that shit out. We don't need this, because like our world, it was the people like Kelly and my father, grandfather, many soldiers that has protected us. We don't have that protection now. We don't have any of that protection. And you over there saying the shit that you and Megyn Kelly? Jesus Christ. I didn't think I was come back and even mention Megyn Kelly. But we all know you all sellouts. We all know that anyway. We know Megyn's, her kryptonite is cancer. And we know that. And
she is a cancer. Megyn Kelly, you know why she's cancer? Because she is a cancer. So, she's a cancer. That's what she is. And cancer doesn't have to be in the body.
Well,
okay?
We know that. But basically, we just saying that we calling this shit out now because it's dangerous. And I have never heard Stephen A. Smith talk about the codes. No. This is a person that holds our lives in his hand, and you're supporting our death. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what they're the merchants of death. They are the friend of death. That's what Stephen A. Smith and Pete Hegseth is. They are a friend of the Undertaker.
And the things that you're out here saying you're promoting, we know now you're not serious. You're not a serious person. You're not a serious content creator. I throw my hand up, and I was taught in a class that a person that has very little subscribers and very little, which could be me, you come after me and you're going to look crazy because it looks like you're wasting your time just to blow me up. That's what it. So if you want to come for me, because you know what? I'm not really concerned about the likes and subscribe. I want to see the independent channel. You're somebody that you just came up on the feed, and when I saw that, but the bottom line, you're out.
You're out, and that's it.
And that's it.